All right, Can-Am Maverick X3. Is your coolant low and you're debating on what type of coolant to add? You know, the BRP stuff, the orange stuff is very expensive. And I've done some research, so it's basically long life OAT, organic acid technology, orange, ethylene glycol based coolant. So instead of paying like 10 bucks a quart, you can just go to local AutoZone or auto parts store and get the orange antifreeze, long life. Make sure it's orange, make sure it says organic acid technology. So Dex Cool is very similar, but you can probably use that too. All right, so this is out of the way. I'm actually doing a complete coolant system flash. So first thing you want to do, well, I drained my coolant already because I had to replace the water pump gears. So what you want to do is add some distilled water. Make sure it's distilled in your overflow reservoir. Cap back on and start the engine for a minute or so. Let it warm up and check the water level and add more as needed. So after you run the car for a few cycles, make sure you don't rev it up. Just kind of let it run. Cycle the coolant through or the water through. You can try to burp it by squeezing these hoses. Squeezing these hoses in the front. Let it cool off a little bit. And to drain the water or any coolant, you go to the front passenger side and you have to remove this lower radiator hose and let it all drain. So after the car cooled off, have the bucket and the towel ready, so because it's going to be a mess a little bit. And go ahead and undo this bottom pinch clamp. And go ahead and pull this hose off. Let it all drain out. And you can quickly start a car just to get that water pump going for a few seconds. You know, if you really want to make sure all the old coolant or distilled water gets out, just for a quick few seconds. Okay, all the coolant is out, or all the old coolant and water is out. Go ahead and wipe it clean. Put the hose back on the radiator. And move this clamp back over. Check it, make sure it's nice and snug. And you're going to go back to a coolant reservoir. And this is where you're going to fill the system back with coolant. So after putting coolant back in the tank, cycle the car cycle the car on and off a few times. Let it warm up, let it cool off, let it warm up. Just cycle a few times. You can try to burp it by squeezing the hoses. And that should be it. Make sure you carry some coolant with you on next couple rides, just to Make sure you're not running low on coolant so you can top it off anytime you want. Also, like I said, all you really need is orange ethylene glycol based coolant, OAT technology, organic acid technology. You don't really need to buy fancy BRP stuff. I mean, it's all the same. And thanks for watching. I hope this video helps.